Do you know how to be very efficient in Tactics Ogre Reborn to farm the best items and equipments in the game? Hello friends. In this video, I will show and explain the most efficient way to farm equipment in the game with some tips that I believe will help a lot. First, you need to know that the best and rarest equipment is almost mandatory to complete all the biggest challenges in the game. Although the difficulty of battles is balanced, some equipment offers true aids to transpose complex challenges, such as large physical barriers or very tough enemies. So if you intend to enjoy everything the game has to offer, you will most likely need to farm here. Second, the chances of drops are very low and is very dependent on luck. So, separate a good time for you to be focused on this activity. Uniting gameplay with your favorite musical playlist or fun podcast can be an interesting idea. Or better yet, why don't you marathon all videos here on Warren Report? I guarantee they are made with a lot of love and it's worth it. Third, if you intend to make a perfect game without the use of chariot, retreat, and auto battle, this guide won't help you. But I wish you good luck with this challenge. Let's go to the specific tips then. For practical example, I will be simulating the farm of winged boots in this video. First commandment. You will need to use a guide, period. A great criticism that I personally have with the game is precisely not having any form of accurately where you should go to get which equipment. A simple possible drop information menu in each enemy would easily solve it. Anyway, just complaints from an old astromancer here. You will need to use a guide to find exactly which enemy has the possibility of dropping the item you want, as they may appear, or not, in a specific scenario. There are several guides over the internet with this information. One of them is here on the channel. I will leave it in the card for you to access later. Make a list of all the equipment you will seek and where they are will help your journey, as you do not need to repeat scenarios, as they will be linearly arranged according to your research. For the winged boots, we found that the farm spot is on the 33rd floor of the Palace of the Dead, in the enemy called Scylla, which is in the coordinates 5 and 7. You discovering the information about the item you are going to look for, we can continue. Second commandment. Start to like Palace of the Dead and San Bronze ruins. The most important equipment is located in these two massive dungeons, so the sooner you get used to the idea that you will need to live within them for hours and days, the better. Start mental work as soon as possible and your frustration will be significantly lower. Third commandment. Auto battle can be your friend, don't be ashamed of it. If your group has been well prepared and arranged, it has good symbiosis between the classes and is well equipped, it is possible that even in places like Palace of the Dead that has a higher difficulty, AI is able to overcome the battle for you automatically if it is activated. This can decrease the time spent that you would have playing scenarios that are irrelevant to your ultimate goal. Follow 1 or 2 battles this way to see how your group is doing, if there are many casualties, and especially if they are being victims of holes, one of the biggest villains of the game. If you don't want to keep up, save the game with each battle, and at the end of it, make sure or not there are deaths or casualties recorded in Warren Report. If so, just go back to the previous save and start the process again. Don't worry if your group is unable to win alone. With the help of the farmed equipments, it will begin to happen. In this example, my group was crossing the scenarios totally automatically until floor 33, where our goal is. Fourth commandment. Look for your target carefully. In the case of the video, we are looking to farm winged boots on the 33rd floor of the Palace of the Dead at the enemy called Scylla, which is in the coordinates 5 and 7 of this floor. Before you effectively enter the battle, we need to see if this enemy is present in this scenario or not. The coordinates are essential for you to find, as there may be more of the same kind of enemy in the scenario and only that specific you are looking for is able to drop the item you want. The coordinate system works from left to right and then top down. Bring the cursor to the upper left end of the screen, and from there you will start counting. This first place will have coordinates 0 and 0, so for our situation here I will count 5 spaces to the right and then 7 spaces down. The enemy I look for should be exactly positioned at the place indicated by the coordinates. Okay, here it is, exactly the enemy I look for exactly in the indicated position. If it is not there, just use retreat, access the scenario again and look for it again. As this is a random chance, some enemies may take some attempts to appear. Do not give up and keep looking. Fifth commandment. Isolate your target. Disable the automatic battle, because AI can end up killing your target and making you lose the drop you want. I recommend you defeat all the scenario enemies except for your target and 2 more who are not at risk for your group to be killed by attacks. What can facilitate the next step is to immobilize or slow the remaining enemies and accelerate your allies. I personally do not like to use many distance attack characters when it comes to farming. To enhance the efficiency, I use a maximum of 8 characters, all of direct physical damage. Soon you will know why. Defeated all unnecessary opponents in the scenario, we can go to the next and most important stage of this method. Sixth commandment. Chariot and retreat were created for a reason. Here's the trick that will make it easier and speed up your farm in this game. You must approach your target with all the characters in your group and reduce your target's HP to an amount where any of your characters can defeat it. You will use one of your characters to defeat the target, and then in the next turn, another character should quickly go to the drop to collect it and see if it is inside the item you are looking for. If the item is not inside, you will use chariot to return to the turn of your character who defeated the target and try again. Important thing here. The target drop is not random over time or how he dies, but random as the position the character who defeated he was. That is, the drop will always be the same in that place if your character keeps at the same point for the final attack. There will be no difference if the final blow is a physical attack, a magic, a special, a grenade throw, etc. What will make a difference in drop is to position him at another point with each new attempt. So the best way to do this is to make a cage with your characters around the target, and with each use of chariot, position your character in one of the different positions around the enemy, defeat it and see if you manage to drop the item. Physical attack characters are faster for this process because of the animation of the movements. I usually try to get around the opponent's 8 spaces with my character until I get the item. If you are behind very rare items, such as cursed weapons, you will probably try the 8 points and yet it will not drop. No problem, just try the 8 points with the next character of your turn. There were situations where the item I wanted took 2 minutes like this, and others that took 40 minutes, so it's a matter of luck. Keep persisting. Here we see it worked. I got the item I wanted. There are 2 options now. I can defeat the remaining enemies, finish the scenario, and continue the game. Or use retreat. When you use this tool, all the drops you got in the scenario will be added to your inventory while the same scenario is available again to access. This is great for the case you want more than one of the item you have sought. In the case of winged boots, it is indicated that most of your group is equipped to be able to play automatically by most scenarios, so I would just use retreat and immediately access the scenery again and drop another 11 of this item to be fully equipped. Commandment 7. Have fun. Despite being a simple strategy, it is a time-consuming and lucky-dependent process in the end, so remember to have fun to be worth it. If this video has helped you in any way, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you and see you soon with more videos from the Ogre Battle Saga.